And welcome to Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. That right there, boys and girls, is Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
Cool beans.
That's right, frijoles frescos. I'm former wrestling announcer turned weight loss champion Chuck Carroll. This here, Fourth and Pain. Be sure to like us on Facebook and join us each and every weekday, high noon Eastern on fourthandpain.com. Fresh content. And as always, Adam, those shows, low calorie, high energy.
And radio mediocrity.
That's right. We do set the bar at average. So, yeah. Hi there. We're going to talk a little bit about wrestling in this segment. We're going to be
good.
mediocre and talk wrestling. And it really struck me the other day as I was sitting there catching up on my DVR, and I'm watching The Shield. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't it coincidental that WWE trots out The Shield at the same time TNA is going through the 8's and 8's angle? I thought that it was a little bit coincidental. Now, obviously, the angles aren't the same, but I think that the invading faction, there's a little bit more than coincidence there.
The 8's and 8's, they're trying to invade TNA. They're trying to take over, and they're trying to beat up everybody and hurt everybody on the TNA roster. I don't see how that parallels the Shield, because the Shield is not trying to come in and take over. They're not trying to beat up everybody on the roster. They're trying to protect against injustices. They are a part of the WWE. They're not taking over the WWE. They're not trying to take anyone out. They're trying to protect everyone in the WWE from things that are wrong.
I'm looking at this from just a simplistic standpoint, okay, in layman's terms.
As you do so well.
As I often do, man. I am very much a simple kind of guy, as Leonard Skinner said.
High IQ.
Yeah, 136. So here we go.
Is that high?
Way higher than yours.
I doubt it. 137.
You want to do this thing?
137. Yeah, that's right.
Oh man, this ain't
What's your
like
Wonder
the
League
Price is
score?
Right.
What's your Wonder League score?
It's a wonder I haven't taken it. I'll tell you that. But here's the
funniest thing you said all year.
Yeah. But here's the thing, man. The angles, as I said, they're not the same. But the whole faction, the invasion angle.
But they're not invading. They're not invading. They're protecting.
They come out of the crowd. They run into the ring. If that's not an invasion, what is, Adam? What is?
8's and 8's. NWO, which I think 8's and 8's is exactly like NWO.
You don't
just
think,
a motorcycle gang version.
You don't think that WWE, honest to God, trotted out the Shield to try to stop whatever momentum 8's and 8's was gaining with the competitor in TNA?
Oh, I think they did that.
Well, that's
I
all
just
I'm
don't
trying
think
to
they
say.
parallel each other.
The timing, they parallel, they invade, they come. When we were at Raw, okay, shortly before the new year, what happened? 8's and 8's run out from the crowd.
So because they come out of the crowd, it's an invasion.
Exactly.
If they came out of the back, it wouldn't be an invasion.
Well, it's less of an invasion. Okay?
So it's about where they come from. So
exactly. That's what this boils down to.
That's where you're basing your
how they
argument
hit the
on.
ring. How they hit the ring. That's what this really boils down to.
So what if they came under the ring?
Come on, man.
Honestly, I think WWE brought out the Shield to stop the momentum of 8's and 8's, because 8's and 8's is a good storyline. And to me, 8's and 8's is just like NWO coming in, taking over. They're getting new recruits. They got Mr. Anderson to join last week, and they're going to keep gaining recruits. They're going to keep unmasking people. We're going to keep seeing old faces that we used to see at WWE. It's going to be the same thing as NWO. To me, the Shield, they're not adding members. They're not trying to take over. They're trying to protect, and they are trying to stop the momentum of 8's and 8's. That is something we can agree on. Which angle do you like better?
Oh, 8's and 8's by far. The whole mystery, the intrigue behind it, who's in, who's out. I love that about that.
I like it better too, but it's dragging out a little bit. They finally they unmasked another guy. Crap, I can't think of his name.
Mike Knox, wasn't it?
Mike Knox.
Yeah.
Attaboy. You do watch TNA.
Thank you.
I didn't think you did.
Come on now.
Maybe you read it online. But, I mean, they unmasked Mike Knox, and they're starting to, Mr. Anderson, and they're starting to gain people, and they're starting to finally show some faces. But to me, it feels like they've been doing this 8's and 8's angle for like a year now.
Well, you remember, you say that the 8's and 8's is parodied off of the NWO. The NWO angle, when that first got rolling, that didn't happen overnight either. That happened over some time.
But I never felt like it took forever with the NWO.
You didn't think that from the time that Hogan went heel at Bash at the Beach to the time that he faced Sting at Starrcade the following December? You don't think that took time? That was well over a year.
I'm not saying it didn't take time. I'm saying it didn't feel like it took time. Flies when you're having fun. When time starts to slow down, it means you're not enjoying it. When things start to take a while, it means it's not as good.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
well, okay? Well, then here's my question: once the big reveal is out, once everybody knows who the members of Aces and Eights are, where does that angle go?
That's the risk they're taking. That's why NWO basically destroyed WCW. That is the risk they're taking with this storyline. And they're basically, it's the same guys. It's Hogan, it's Bischoff doing the same thing again. And hopefully it's not the downfall of TNA like it was WCW.
All right, well, let me pose this question to you then. You say that this angle is dragging out. You say it's taking entirely too long. What would you do to speed it up, and how would you keep its momentum going at the same time? You be the booker. Take your time and think it over. It's not an easy question to answer, and I guarantee it's the same reason why TNA has prolonged this angle. It's the same reason why we didn't know that Devon was a member of Aces and Eights for so long. It's a reason why Mike Knox was just recently revealed. It's a reason why Luke Gallows took so long to be revealed as a member of Aces and Eights.
I don't think I would have done the storyline to begin with because of what happened with NWO. Because to me, there's no difference here. It's just a biker gang versus black and white NWO. I wouldn't have done it again because look what happened the first time. It's not as good as it's good, but it's not as good as NWO. And the reason is Hogan, the biggest name in wrestling, was the leader of the NWO. I mean, Devon, he's been around for a long time, great tag team wrestler, but he's not the big face that Hogan is, or even the big names in TNA. To me, Mr. Anderson's a way bigger name than Devon. They don't have the right guys leading Aces and Eights, so it's not as successful. I wouldn't have done it again because once, like you said, once you get to the end of it, what do you do then? So I wouldn't have even started it.
Well, here's the other question that I have then. Aces and Eights, they still haven't revealed their big leader. Okay, I still suspect that it's going to be a gigantic name.
You really think it's going to be a big name?
I honestly do.
Like throw out three or four possibilities.
Okay, I'm still thinking Abyss is part of this because of the whole Joseph Park angle, that interesting twist there.
But none of them look like the build of Abyss. None of them whatsoever.
It doesn't matter. I read a report online.
It does matter because if it doesn't make sense, it does matter.
Listen to me. I read a report online that they're using different guys each week or mixing it up frequently so that people can't catch on to who's really under these masks.
But there's nobody who looks like Abyss. Abyss is 6'8", 360. There's nobody there 6'8", 360. Doc is like 6'6". Mike Knox is 6'6", and they're nowhere near 360.
I'm just saying.
Okay, throw out another name. Throw out another name.
You know what? This is going to sound crazy, but what if Hulk Hogan is there?
I think that would be great. My problem with that is then it would be NWO all over again.
It would be a blatant ripoff.
It would be. They can't do that, but it wouldn't shock me.
I'll tell you who I don't want to see there. I don't want to see Virgil. Okay, I don't.
El Dandy. I always go back to El Dandy.
Yeah,
He's your guy.
Definitely don't want to see El Dandy.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, God,
what if it was the Warrior?
It would never happen.
I'm just saying. What if
Not
a big
in
name?
a million
The Warrior.
years.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
I don't think it's.
If it was Abraham Lincoln.
That would be pretty cool.
All right, that's
historical,
realistic.
But that's absolutely
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I know.
I think that Bully Ray is an honest to God possibility. Maybe put he and Devon back together.
But I think since Devon's already in it and they've definitely gone their separate ways, I don't think they could do that.
You really don't think so? You don't think that could be the swerve of all swerves? Remember, Adam, this is pro wrestling. This is when people are supposed to suspend their beliefs.
It hasn't been long enough. It hasn't been long enough since they separated from each other. It's been about a year and a half. To me, they were together for like 20-some years. It's got to be longer than that.
Okay, well,
that they're apart.
Let's take the pressure valve off of me. Let's put the pressure on you. Who do you think the leader is? Is it a big name? Because if it's not a big name, this angle is not going to be nearly as effective.
I completely agree with you. It has to be a big name. And then that's my dilemma. And nobody looks like Abyss. I don't think it's going to be Bully Ray. Now, obviously, it can't be Sting. I mean, I don't know. That's why I like this angle, but I'm not as crazy about it as I was when it first came out.
What about one of your guys? What about guys like Mr. Anderson, per se?
Well, he's already in it.
Right.
He just got recruited last week. I thought you watched TNA.
Mike Knox, everybody. And
there you go.
Yeah. Okay. What about let's throw this out there. What about one of the new guys? What if it's Christian York is one of the members? Not saying he's going to be the leader, but let's say he wins the gut check, gets immediately recruited. I also think that guys like Wes Briscoe, some of the younger blood, also vulnerable to be in Aces and Eights.
But not as the leader. It's not as the leader though. I like Abyss. I'm just saying nobody looks like him. If he all of a sudden came out, I'd be like, no, I don't believe it.
Well, okay. Well, let's think about this. Some people on the TNA roster that we haven't seen in quite some time. You wonder whether or not they're still there. are they a member of Aces and Eights? You know what? Let's open this up to the listeners. Tweet us at Fourth and Pain. Who is the leader of Aces and Eights? It's seriously a good question. It's a perplexing one. It's one, honestly, that we should have been more prepared to answer today. I think that there are so many good names out there. It could be, what if it's Bobby Roode? Okay? It's definitely not going to be Austin Aries.
Why not?
He's a little bit too small. I'm just kind of applying your same Joseph Park logic.
That makes sense.
But yeah, a guy like Bobby Roode seems to make sense.
James Storm.
What? Yeah. What about Jeff Hardy? Now he told us in the interview how much he likes going heel.
But he was just heel not that long ago, and he made his big apology and his big, I'm sorry, and he's come back to being I don't think he could go back.
You don't think he could go back?
He just made his big apology, and he went around to talk to each wrestler for like 2 months straight and was, trying to get their acceptance back. And then if he turned heel again.
But here's my point. I think that it's at these times when you think there's no way.
Matt Hardy.
That would be
because they've been attacking
bad.
Jeff Hardy.
That would be badass.
It's Matt Hardy.
Wow. I feel like this is the Bible and we've just opened up Revelations. That's what I'm
still don't
feeling
understand
right
that part of the Bible whatsoever. But yes, if I did, that's exactly what this would be like.
Dude, that is phenomenal.
There you go.
That is phenomenal.
137. I told you.
Matt, and man, I still want to take that Wonderlic test too, just to put you in your place.
True quick story. I got a 28. My financial advisor is my brother-in-law, 4.0 all throughout school, college, one of the smartest people I've ever met. He took the Wonderlics, didn't know he was going to take it, had to take it, was surprised in order to get hired at his new financial firm. Guess what he got? And to this day, I can say I'm smarter than he
27.
is. He got a 27.
Nice.
He is so upset that I beat him by 1 point.
Isn't that just a day?
In your face, Phil.
And yet you trust him with your money.
Well, he's way smarter than I am. I just happened to beat him on one test one day.
You had the better day.
He's definitely smarter than I am.
All right. Well, dude, seriously, honestly, love the whole Matt Hardy idea. I think that that's phenomenal. And I think that maybe we should call up Brian Hebner, say, hey, B. Hebs, friend of the show, Matt Hardy. Do it if it's not already done.
What if it was Alfred Morris?
That would be awesome.
I think
Swaggy Baker.
Chris Baker.
Swaggy Baker.
He's already a heel.
Adam Geddes.
He doesn't even have to turn.
Adam Geddes. Come on, anybody in that locker room.
Rikishi. Stink face.
Stephen Bowen.
I'm sorry, a lot of people aren't going to get the stink face, but if you know anything about Chris Baker, you'll understand.
Absolutely. All right, man. So on that note, we're fresh out of time. On the other side, we're going to come back. We're just going to talk a little bit about college football, Adam Carriker. We're going to talk about college coaches that may or may not make it in this here NFL game. Don't go anywhere. This here is Fourth and Pain.